Good morning, afternoon, or evening. You may delete as appropriate. My name is Chad Landman. Welcome back to Landman EDC. I'm kind of billing this as a pre-Blade Show build-up video of gear that I have gotten before Blade Show. It's been kind of a interesting time getting all this stuff. So I want to make sure to spotlight some of the things that we're going to be talking about. Some of this I've purchased my own. Some of this has been sent to me. I'm really excited to go over all this gear with you today. Let's take a look. All right, so I want to start with Ruike. Now, this is a knife brand. It looks like Ruike, R-U-I-K-E. And this is one of their knives that they sent over that I've been very impressed with. This is the P801 SF. From what I can tell, Ruike does not have any kind of name designations for their knives, but this one is a very, very cool aluminum titanium. This is Sandvik 14C steel right here on the blade, and it has this awesome stonewash finish. Of course, you've got blue accents. I love those blue accents. This is a very slim knife as well, very thin. Reminds me kind of that one that Benchmade came out with a while ago, maybe a year or two ago. It's got an excellent detent. It's got excellent action, obviously. It is a frame lock, of course, and of course you've got those blue accents with the belt clip, pocket clip, thumb stud, and of course the pivot here. I love, this is a very nice knife. It's a little heavy though. So I'm thinking that the scales are not aluminum. I'll put that up here on the screen of some of the materials that are here. But this is the P801. This is the SF variant, as you can see right there on the blade, right there at the top. But excellent action. They also sent two of their other blades as well. These are some wicked designs right here. And you sit here and you look at these and you go, well, how do you deploy the, oh, it's got a finger opening. It's got this is technically an index flipper. Now you could flip it like this right here. I'm not going to do that because I can't really grip it that well. But this is an index flipper. It doesn't look like, if you can see right there, it doesn't look like it would be an index flipper, but it actually works really, really well. And you can see this. This is the P878. This is the AK variant. They do like a TAC P878 AK. They do like a designator right there to designate the color and style of the blade. And so this is 14C steel as well. And I'm going to assume that the scales here are aluminum, but look how wicked that is. You've got a half smooth, half brushed finish, brass colored pivots right here and studs and a brass colored pocket clip. Really sleek. Reminds me a lot of the Ocaso knives or the CEO knives. These are actually thicker than the 801 here. Yeah, the 801, actually a little bit thicker, but I still like the styling on these. Let me show you the green one here. This is, of course, is a kind of DLC blade, but then you've got a satin finish right here blade, and you can see the branding right there. I love the logo. The logo looks really cool. I like that a lot. But this one is a really cool green color. Now, it's not OD green. I don't know if it's coming through there, but this is an OD green right here. It kind of matches really well, but at the same time, this is not an OD, this is more of a forest green. This is the 878, P878 AG, and so very cool on the styling on these. You've got silver accents on the pivots, as well as the liners, as well as the pocket clip, but I think it works really well. Of course, these are all frame lock, and they really do. I did not think that this sharp corner was going to be very good for flipping, but if I can flip it out, I'm not good at flipping out knives very well, but if I can do it, that means it's very easy for somebody else. So you can see the protrusion there, just enough to flip that blade out. Very nice action on these Ruike knives. I'm looking forward to meeting some people from Ruike at Blade Show Atlanta on Friday, June 6th, and we're gonna have a meetup that afternoon at 4 p.m., so just make sure you check that out. One other knife that I do want to mention that I have mentioned before is the Geoknife. This is the Geoknife Ethereal. I love this kind of golf ball pattern here. It's an axis lock, so you've got an axis lock. This one's not incredibly smooth. I need to loosen it up a little bit, but it's got that pull axis lock right there. Very cool styling. This is all titanium right here. M390 blade on this, and I love that kind of clip point Bowie style blade. You've got all titanium except for the Damascus pivot accents right there. Very cool. I don't know if you can see that. Damascus accents, kind of purpley, silvery, coppery. Very cool on both sides. I love this little knife. We're going to be giving this away on the upcoming streams and the summer giveaways, by the way. So you can check out my 25K summer giveaways. We just passed 25,000 subscribers. Can you believe it? I can't. I cannot believe it. Thank y'all so much for your support. Got some funky things here from Kancept. This is actually the Grow Bar. I featured this on one of my live streams as well. This is kind of a funky, I call it a funky fat multi-tool. And so you've got awesome kind of brass colored pocket clip here, but you've also got a hex bit, a bottle opener here, a little bit of a scraper tool, and then of course a nail puller right here. Kind of neat. And you of course have got a hex bits right here going 4 different hex bits right here in the middle. Kind of crazy, but this one right here is actually really cool. This is also a multi-tool of sorts, and it is just so funky. You've got a glass breaker here. I'll put the name of it here on the screen, and you've got a belt clip right here that I don't know if it works very well in that position or not. You've got a little bit of a grip right here with some jimping right there, but you've got a scraper slash nail puller slash bottle opener. You've got a couple of different Allen key hex bits right here. Kind of cool as a fidget toy, more of a fidget than anything. I could see myself fidgeting with this a little bit, but kind of cool. You can kind of put one of your fingers in there. You can actually put one of your fingers in there like that. It's a neat idea. I don't know if I would necessarily be carrying this or not, but we'll also be giving both of these Kancept tools away on our live streams this summer, so make sure you're subscribed and make sure you tune in on Fridays at 4 p.m. We're changing that from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. because summer's over and I don't have to pick up my children from school. Awesome Hank is a wonderful sponsor of the channel. And if you let me take a second and tell you about them, they offer lots of different hanks in a ton of different styles. This has got a topo pattern microfiber cloth on the other side here, and it's got an arcade, really cool arcade pattern. As you can see, I wear glasses. And when I'm not wearing glasses, I'm wearing contacts. And so these are excellent to have in your back pocket. They're nice, they're small, and you hardly notice them when they're there, but they're excellent for cleaning glasses. They're also good for cleaning camera lenses. They're also good for cleaning all sorts of screens, which we all have in our lives. And so check out Awesome Hank. My promo code is below. You get a 10% discount on anything you buy from Awesome Hank. And I thank them so much for being a sponsor of Landman EDC. Let's move on. These are some knives that we had. So we talked about the rake knives, talked about our Geoknives as well. Talked about Awesome Hank. A little bit of a mid-roll update here. I am still using my Zero Feud pouch, but for a different reason. And I will have an update video on that as well. I've got a couple of electronics as well as a hard drive in here that I'm using this for something specifically. So I'll update that in the video. This is still getting used on the daily though, just to let you know. I'm not carrying it as my wallet, but I'm carrying it in my daily thing. Let's talk a little bit about electronics before we get to some of the sling bags that I want to talk about that I'm going to be using this summer. Charge sent over carbon blade power bank. This is a 10,000 milliamp hour power bank. But I don't know if you can see the relative size on this is quite small. And you can see that the charge is actually very nice and thin. I love the red accents around the top. And you've got, of course, a red button here on the top to give you an indicator of how much charge is left here. And then you've got a USB-C out, N in, and then a USB-A out as well. And they managed to cram this into a nice little carbon fiber, flecked carbon fiber package. This came just in time for my our family Florida trip. So I'm really looking forward to using this. This is the Charge Carbon Blade Power Bank, 10,000 milliamp hours. So if you do the math on that, you could probably charge your iPhone two times fully and then a third time halfway. And so absolutely wonderful little pack here. Cannot wait to include that in my sling bag as well. This is something new that I picked up as well, and I bought this myself. Charge sent this over, by the way, free of charge. Thank you so much to them. Rake and Kancept sent those free of charge, but this one I bought myself, as well as the two waist packs that we're going to be talking about. But these are the CMF Buds Pros. These are some $60 noise canceling headphones that I'm really, really enjoying. This is by Nothing. CMF is a Nothing brand. If you notice, I talked about my Nothing earbuds Pros before. This was the Nothing Ear A's, and I highly recommend these. I still recommend these. I still love these. But they came out with kind of a new model and a little bit more of a budget model. And these are excellent, and they're $60. And so Nothing is a really cool brand. CMF is kind of their budget brand. And I love the fact that this is a clickable wheel on the outside, and you can click this around for volume control. You can set it inside the Nothing app. And really great little set of earbuds for $60. And did I mention that they were $60? Very nice. On par. They charge, of course, USB-C, but it's kind of weird because they charge on the side, not the back. But they open up. My only complaint about it is that the case is a little bit more boxy than I would like, but at the same time, still very comparable in size. CMF Buds Pro by Nothing. These are the Pro Buds 2s. All right, let's talk about these crazy jokers right here. This is the Hodo, as you can see, the Hodo Snap Block System. Look at these right here. They snap together with magnets on each corner right here. And I bought the 3-pack. Hodo did not send me these. I do a lot of electronics, intricate kind of work, and these are really cool. So let me just give you an example of what, we're not gonna go over every single part of every single one of these, but you have a electric mini drill, you have an electric precision screwdriver master set, and then you have a rotary tool, so like a Dremel and a small screwdriver. So let me show you real quick what some of these do. And you can open these up. These kind of come off like this, but then you go like this, and you pop these jokers out, and they've got, see that? You hear that? Wow. And so the rotary tool rotates here. You turn it on and off. I haven't used the rotary tool yet. I have used the drill several times for teeny little drills. They got a little notch here in the top that you put those down in, and you kind of let them, and then they go attach onto these. But these little modules come with them, and you can open these up, and there's different tools for every module. These come with it, but it's just like Dremel tools, little sanding tools like this, and so you can put those in there. Really, really cool. This is not for like hardcore stuff. You're not going to be, you don't need to use this to drill. This is not a drill that you're going to be using to drill a hole to mount something necessarily. This is for like electronics work, like I do stuff. So you've got a drill bit set. This is like a mini drill. So let me show you this right quick right here. You got forward and reverse. And then when I open this up, you can take these off right here. And they all link together, and they all stay together pretty well. But let me show you the drill bit set. That's not the other part right here. So it's this one right here. You get a full little tiny drill bit set. And again, this is for electronic stuff. This is not for like any hardcore stuff. But say I wanted to get a 2.0 millimeter style bit. I put that bit in just like so. Tighten it down. Get it real nice and tight. And then forward, backward. This is excellent for anybody working in electronics. And you got a light on the front of that lights up when you go forward and reverse. I really, really like this. I think this is going to be excellent for working on electronics work. And speaking of some of the electronics work that I do, my newest addition, if you will, let me put these back together. Check out how they go together. This is really cool. So you got the notch right there, and then you slide it in there, and it magnetizes, and you put that on there, lock it in, and then you magnetize it, dunk, locked in, tool set right there. Now these are pretty big, so you'll probably want a case or want another tool belt for them, but really cool just to be able to sit there at your desk with those. Speaking of electronics work, you may notice that this is a really, really tiny Game Boy. I got this from a place on Etsy, and before you judge me, it was not cheap. However, I did do most of the sourcing and the work myself to get the parts for it. This is the Tad Boy Color. Let me show you how tiny this thing is. This takes Game Boy and Game Boy Color games. It has real Game Boy Color hardware in it. It was originally done by a guy named Froggo Customs. This is an all metal shell with a, let me show you the screen on this thing. This screen is the same size, it may look tiny, but it's actually the same size screen that an original Game Boy was back in 1989. And so you got a volume control wheel here. Yeah, and then you can play. Look at this. This screen is immaculate. It is barely big enough. It's barely wide enough for the size of a Game Boy cartridge. Unbelievable. I love this so much. This is the nerdiest purchase that I think I've ever made. Charges USB-C. It has a link cable port as well. And of course you got the volume port here. I'm not trying to sell you these because this is an absolute, just complete nerd thing to do and to build these things, but you can source the PCBs. You can actually 3D print yourself a case for this. And you can actually obviously use your old games on it as well. And the cool thing about this is that I can use a flash cart with it. So a flash cart allows you to put your own game ROMs on a flash cart and then play those as well. So after I updated this Easy Flash, I'll link this below. But these things are really awesome to have. They're only about 30 or 40 bucks. And you can actually go in and you can play your own games. These are all the games that I have at home that I have downloaded through different various methods, but I can play Donkey Kong and be right here and it loads up and it's Game Boy Color and it, look at that. I'm gonna stop talking about this because I could talk about this the entire video. It's an amazing little device, the Tad Boy Color. Look up some videos on it. It's amazing, and I cannot wait to take this on my trip with me next week. All right, you ready for something really funky? This is the Pocketshot Junior, and they sent me these. I've got a Pocketshot. This is actually the Junior model. This is the Slingshot. They're billing this as the evolution of the Slingshot. Now, this is like probably a lethal weapon. So we're going to unbox this right here on camera. Now, I did take one of the smaller ones out. Oh, it's already got the ammo inside of it. So basically what you do is you'll load it with a shot and you pull it back like that. I'm not going to do it on camera, but you pull it back like this and boom, and it will shoot these ball bearing things, 3/8 ammo ball bearings out. You've got plastic ones for the Junior thing. I took one of these out. They sent several of them to me. I'm just unboxing one for you, but it's called the Pocketshot. I took this out on the range, and if you look up videos for this thing, it's like having a lethal weapon with not having a gun, not having a lethal weapon. So it's amazing to me that you can do that. When you push it like this, it goes forward and you can put some ammo in there and shoot these. It's just so simple, but you can actually like destroy water bottles with these from a couple of 10, 20 feet away. Crazy, crazy stuff. So look up some of the videos on this. I'm thankful to Pocketshot for sending these over. It's kind of wild. It's kind of wild that you can do this as well. I don't know where you're supposed to put your ammo when it's not in the rubber thing. I don't know. Kind of looks like something else, so maybe be sensitive to that. Go check them out. Pocketshot. Just say something real briefly about that. I thought that was really fun to mention. And the thing I really want to talk about today is my new sling bags. I got some new sling bags. This is the Long Walks sling bag from Vertx. This is their 2.5 liter sling bag with the, this is one called this is the VTX. Okay. So this one is the one that is big enough to fit an iPad mini in the back of right here, as you can see. And it also is able for you to put your own pew back here if you wanted to. It's got a complete Velcro back here to where you can actually fit any number of organization stuff in here. I just have a data crew Awesome Hank back here. But you've got a couple of different pockets back here that you can put stuff into as well. I love the big cavity back here that you can put anything you want to in. So I put the iPad mini back there. That will fit. And I love the zippers. The zippers are very smooth. Not waterproof, but very smooth. I like the zipper pulls. They're nice and floppy. They're not going to make any sound. That's a big deal for me, is making sound when I walk. You got some rattling. but the zippers are not the problem for that. I've got a nice little blue and black gear aid carabiner right here on the back. And then of course you've got a pouch in the front that you can use, and it's got a lanyard holder to where I put a couple of different things on here. I've been really enjoying 3D printing, and I'm 3D printing some whistles and such like that. I'm gonna 3D print me a carrier. This is a lumen top frog. I love this. Is my favorite new little tiny light. But you've also got some hook and loop in here so where you can put extra organization in here as well. So you can really customize this to your needs. And I love how smooth the zipper is right here. You've got a attachment point for something here on the front if you want it. But then around back, you've got a concealed pocket that you can put some stuff in, but also you can use this as a chest rig. So you can actually put it, attach it to a backpack and put it as a chest rig if you wanted to as well. But you could also use this back pocket for something like a passport, wallet, documents that you need to keep in touch as well. I really like the straps. I like this buckle especially. It's kind of a minimalistic buckle, but it goes back and forth. It's not a magnet buckle, which I kind of like. I don't like having magnet buckles necessarily, although the Bellroy has one. And the straps are really nice. They're very easily adjustable, and they've got some cinch down points there as well. Really cool. You got a couple of different attachment points right here. I love this little Vertx bag. They did not send this to me. I bought this to check it out because I'd seen it on so many different places. I'm really looking forward to taking this on my trip to Florida next week, as well as the Bellroy pocket thing. And we're gonna look at this. This is the Bellroy light belt bag, and I opted to get this weird pattern here called the arcade pattern. You've got purple accents and connection points right here, but you've got a zipper that is AquaGuard, which is gonna be very important, I believe, in Florida. But this is just big enough for something like a phone. So I'm gonna put my phone in here. This is just a 16 Pro, not a Pro Max, but that's how big it fits. It fits in there no problem. So a Pro Max would fit in there as well as a bigger Android phone. You got a nice long leash here for any kind of keys or anything like that. So you can actually use this. This is gonna be what's called a pocket reliever. And I'm gonna really look forward to carrying this. It's got a nice thin strap, but it's gonna be a pocket reliever, meaning it's gonna get the stuff out of your pockets so that you can not have to have anything in your pockets. You've got another non-AquaGuard that is for documents and things that are gonna be next to you, so you can put this as a chest rig, you can wear it as a fanny pack, and this pocket is gonna be a little bit of a concealed pocket. So really only 2 pockets, and you've got a big I like the thing in here, I just threw this phone in here, but you've got a big organization pocket right here to where you can put a phone in there, and it stays in the front to where it's not gonna move around a lot. I really like that as well. Easy access to your phone, quick access to your phone, very cool. And I like the styling on this with the purple accents, but also this kind of weird pattern as well. Very cool. This is the light belt bag. It's kind of a versatile crossbody or waist bag for you as well. And then lastly, I did want to talk a little bit about, I'm going to have another dedicated wallets episode here, but I wanted to talk about the PunCube Mech wallets. They came in these really cool containers like this, and they also came with some belt, some money clips as well, or pocket clips if you wanted to add those to that with a thing. I opted not to do that. So I'm not going to actually review these until the wallets episode, but I wanted to make sure to get them on right now until I have that dedicated wallets episode. But I got 2 variants here. One smooth, very smooth right here. This is the 8807 model Mech wallet. One is not smooth. Now, I don't know about PunCube. I don't know about the naming of that. I don't particularly find it attractive, but I carried both of these wallets for at least a week. Really enjoyed them. Here's what happens when you put some cards in here. So they say that it can fit up to 6 cards. I'm not sure that that's the case actually, because I can really only get 3 cards in here before it gets really tough to move them up. It's really cool how they put it in the fan pattern when it comes up like that. So you just push them back in, you can push them up like that. A lot like your Groove wallets or any of your other Extra wallets or things like that. But these are fairly inexpensive. This one makes a sound. This one makes a sound where this one does not. So this one, this one does not make a sound when it comes up. See? But this one right here does make a sound. And I don't understand why. I kind of like the sound. The sound is not bad, but it's kind of neat. And I can double as a fidget toy, I guess. I guess you could just do that all day and annoy everybody around you. But Punky, these are very, very thin. Very thin, very pocketable. I'm just not sure that I am a hard wallet person. I thought I was. Not sure that I am. We're going to look at some other wallets and compare these directly to Carrera Creative wallets as well. And so we'll talk about those in a future video. All right, I know that was quick, but I wanted to share all this stuff with you. The rake knives, the Kancept tools, the nothing earbuds, the Game Boy, the Tad Boy color, an update on some different stuff that I'm doing. Awesome Hanks, thank you so much for sponsoring the video. The Bellroy light sling, as well as the Vertx long walk sling, as well as the Hodo tools. Just thought it was a really good idea to share this kind of stuff with you in a video. And this will be the last video I'm able to put out before Blade Show because I'll be going on vacation. Plus also it's the busiest time of my year as an education minister. So thank you very, very much for tuning in today. Thank you so very much for all your support. Make sure to visit Awesome Hank, sponsor of the channel. Get 10% off with my coupon code below. All the links to all the things here are going to be below in the channel as well. Most of this stuff, with the exception of the Kancept stuff and the Pun Cube stuff, all the rest of it was bought by myself, and so they did not have any kind of input on the video before it was published as well. Thank you so much for being a part of the channel today. God bless you. If you have any religious questions, questions about Jesus, questions about life in general, about the Bible, I would love to talk to you about that and study the Bible with you. Thank you so much for being here. God bless you. Have a great week.